The biggest night in wrestling is here once again, WrestleMania 39. It's going to be split among two nights, and today we're going to talk about Saturday and Sunday's matches and give my thoughts and predictions on these matches. Now keep in mind, I haven't been following the product 100%. I kind of check it out here and there, more of a casual viewer. I used to be super hardcore into the WWE, but as of late, I've kind of peeled back my viewership a little bit, but I'm always excited for WrestleMania. It's one of those pay-per-views that you have to see. You cannot miss WrestleMania. So let's get into it. So we'll start with all the matches that I believe are confirmed to be on WrestleMania Saturday. You know, you never know. Sometimes WWE will change things, but let's kick it off with Austin Theory, John Cena for the United States Championship. This could really go either way. Austin Theory, the young up-and-coming star, could get the big win that kind of cements him as a big major player going ahead over John Cena, or they could have John Cena return, get the big babyface reaction, and beat Austin Theory. I wouldn't be surprised if that was to happen. Maybe John Cena could do an open challenge on the Raw after WrestleMania, or on the second night of WrestleMania and lose it to somebody else. I wouldn't be shocked if that sort of scenario happens. But for me personally, if I was the WWE, you gotta just have Theory win. Cena, who knows how many matches he's got left. So Theory beating John Cena will be a good feather in the cap, and it's going to set Theory up for a much stronger 2023. So I think that's probably the way to go. But knowing the WWE, I think Cena will probably win, and he'll lose it in a rematch in a few weeks' time. Okay, SmackDown Women's Championship, Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. I'm not that excited for this one. We have seen it before. I think Rhea Ripley has been really, really good. They've been building her up pretty well among Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest and Balor as part of Judgment Day. So she's been the star of the group. I think it's time to get the belt on her. She's definitely earned it now. Obviously, being a fellow Australian, I'm very much so wanting Rhea Ripley to win. Charlotte has held the championship a million times. We don't really need to see her hold it for any longer. It's time to get someone new, exciting, and people love Rhea Ripley. The fans want to see her get that win. I think WrestleMania is the moment to do it. Okay, speaking of Dominic Mysterio, he's having a match with Rey Mysterio. Gotta have Dominic win. I can't imagine Rey Mysterio would want to beat his own son in a match. I think Dominic will cheat a way to a victory here, steal a win over Rey. And I wouldn't be surprised if he even beats down Rey Mysterio after the match as well, just to really put the icing on the cake. But Rey Mysterio come out and said, look, he's planning to retire when he gets around 50, so he's still got a little bit of time. But now he's in the Hall of Fame, and obviously this is a huge moment for his son. There's got to be no way that Rey Mysterio takes that win over Dominic. I do think they'll have a match here. Dominic will probably cheat and win, and then they'll do a rematch down the road, and I could see Rey Mysterio getting the win eventually over Dominic, but I think here for WrestleMania, Dominic steals a win. Seth Rollins takes on Logan Paul one-on-one. This is an iffy one. Seth has lost a lot of big matches over the last year or so, obviously a lot of matches against Cody, for example. Logan Paul's a guy they want to protect. He's a guy that I'm sure doesn't want to lose very often to protect his own brand. We've heard that Logan's contract is up. Have they got a new deal on the table? You'd have to think so. If there's a new deal, I could see Logan winning here and continuing on. But where do you really go with him? You know, is a championship in line for him at some point? Do they want to, have him wrestle a little bit more? Logan's sort of guy, he's got a lot on the table, so he's probably going to just appear on the big pay-per-views. Which would mean he's not going to be around for a while. Probably SummerSlam I could see being his next match, or whenever the next Saudi show is. So I think Seth Rollins needs to win here just to get him back up and running again. But celebrity matches, it's hard to probably say Logan's a celebrity at this point. He's had a few matches now. But I really don't think Seth will win this. I think they're going to have to give it to Logan just to keep him happy and to keep building up his brand in the WWE. 6 women tag team match. Trish, Lita, Becky, Damage Control. I think the way this is going to go is Damage Control gets the win. I don't think anybody wants to see them win. And maybe some sort of miscommunication among Becky Lynch, Trish, and we're hearing that she might turn heel. And that could cause Trish to sort of snap after the match. Hey, this is my big WrestleMania moment. You've cost me this. And they kind of do the turn there and they go off with that as a potential matchup. They could also, of course, have, Trish's team win and go with that angle later on. Because Damage Control, let's be honest, that group, it sucks. It really sucks. Bayley's trying, but it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. So I would think the crowd would be annoyed if Trish, Lita, and Becky didn't win. I think they've got to get them the win and do the turn later on. And what I think should be the main event, the WrestleMania Showcase match, Braun Strowman, Ricochet. No, I'm just kidding. God, I don't even know how this made the card. Strowman, Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and Viking Raiders. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Give it a Street Profits. But the match, I think, will be the main event for night one. The Usos, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens for the tag titles. This is a huge match. I think this is going to be the beginning of the end of the Bloodline. I think this is going to be a huge night where the titles change hands a lot on both nights and the Bloodline kind of collapses. I think Sami and Kevin, if Sami Zayn doesn't win here, I think the crowd will go home very angry. And it's going to be one of those, I'm going to cancel my subscription sort of moments. I really think that, I don't know, does Sami Zayn have that sort of reaction? Like, the crowd care about him that much? Maybe. But I think it's going to be big nonetheless. I think the crowd will be really upset if Sami doesn't win. And I think it's time for the Bloodline to lose. They've had the belts forever. And if it's not WrestleMania, then where? When? That's how I'm sort of thinking. The only thing I would have liked out of all this is for a legitimate tag team that has been built up to actually dethrone the Usos. Sami and Kevin, say what you want to say. Yes, they have a lot of history with one another, but they are a makeshift team. They're not going to be a long-term. These guys are going to team up for the next 3 to 5 years or whatever. It's really, these guys are going to run this angle, run this program, and then probably never team again. So I think for a historic, monumental title reign, I would have liked to have seen some other team be built up. But of course, the question is who? Who's that going to be? And I don't know. Who's worthy of it? But I do think that this night will be the night one, where we see a huge title change. Sami and Kevin grab the win. All right, let's move on to the second night, WrestleMania Sunday. I think out of the two nights, this is definitely the better of the two. And let's start off with the other WrestleMania Showcase match. Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan versus Natalya and Shotzi versus Ronda Rousey and Shayna. Oh my god. Versus Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. Oh my god. Who is going to watch this? This, I hope, is less than 5 minutes. This is the match where, hey, if you're hungry, go get yourself a sandwich, get yourself a snack, piss break. Like, seriously, come on. Like, I hate the fact that WWE just throw matches on WrestleMania just to get people on the card. I don't care. I'm not even going to get out of this. Surely it's Ronda and Shayna. This is the only team that deserves any sort of win here. Brock Lesnar and Omos, I think will be a typical Brock Lesnar car crash sort of match. 5 minutes, bang, 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 big move, finisher, German suplex. The big moment in this match is when Lesnar will probably either German suplex Omos, and that will get the big reaction and kind of build from there. But I would say ultimately the big moment they really want, the big WrestleMania moment, will be when he picks him up for the F5 and gets the 1, 2, 3. So definitely Brock Lesnar should win this. I would be stunned if Omos wins. Hell in a Cell, Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor. Great to see Hell in a Cell back used in a match slot that has some build and some meaning. I haven't been a fan of Finn Balor in his role in the Judgment Day. It just doesn't fit for me. It just doesn't work. And look, the Demon, look, it was pretty cool early on. I liked the idea of it, but now they kind of portray it like he's just going to be this new superhuman, unbelievable, dominant person just because he puts the face paint on. And it kind of sounds ridiculous when you really think about it. But we'll see. I think Edge, obviously, this could be his last year. I believe it is going to be his last year. So he's on that retirement run. So he probably shouldn't be winning many matches. But Finn Balor, I just don't see as... I don't think they could really go too much further with him. I just don't think he's going to be that main event level star. So I don't even think it's worth giving him the win. I think you just give it to Edge and be done with this feud. Intercontinental Championship match, triple threat title match, Gunther, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus. Could definitely be the potential match of the entire weekend. Gunther has been an incredible champion. I would not have him lose here. I think he keeps the belt. And I think you keep building the Intercontinental Championship as a serious, legit, a title that everybody wants. I think this is it. You got to keep it on Gunther and keep going in that direction. Drew McIntyre, I'm a big fan of him, but I think he needs to get back in the world title picture. And Sheamus, I've never been a huge fan of him, but I like him in this role. I think he's doing really well with his matches with Gunther, and this has been a good long-term rivalry. And yeah, I think this has been working for him. I think his character is doing well. So it should be a really good all-around match. I think it's going to be the best match of the weekend, I would say. So Gunther for the win. Bianca Belair versus Asuka. I think Bianca should win here. I think you just keep on going with her, keep building her up. Yeah, look, Asuka, I think when she did the whole face paint thing was kind of cool. Like, oh, it's a bit of a throwback to her Kana days, and this is crazy. But I think it's kind of fallen flat a little bit since I think this has got a pretty weak story build to it, in my opinion. So I'm not really looking forward to this match. I think you just have Belair win and be done with it. I do think they'll add one more match to this night. I think Bobby Lashley will get a match of some sorts. I would say he'll be slotted in onto this card. Who does he face? I don't know. I think he could face anybody and just have him have a squash and beat someone. It'd be cool if maybe it was like an NXT person or a potential debutante. Maybe Jay White, for example, or some other big signing they might have up their sleeve, or some sort of marquee match for Lashley. It doesn't look like it's going to be Bray Wyatt, but I think they've got to get Lash in the card. Look, even if it's just come out, do the entrance, beat someone up in a few minutes. I think Lashley deserves to be on this card in some capacity. So I'm expecting him to be involved in some capacity, as I said. And the second main event of WrestleMania, the main event of Night 2, Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, the match that I want to see the most. This is the big one. It's time. It is time. Get the belt of Roman Reigns. Give it to Cody and let him go. I think it's time. Roman Reigns has had an unbelievable reign. Let's be honest. He's been fantastic. The bloodline has been brilliant. I don't really see a lot of appeal in watching the WWE anymore, but I still go out of my way to find bloodline segments and watch what these guys are doing and get involved in their matches. I want to see it. And for me, another person that makes me want to tune into WWE is Cody Rhodes. I liked him in AEW, a lot of people didn't, and I've wanted to keep following his career since, and he's done a really good job in the WWE. I like where they're going with him. I think it's a great story. He's doing it for his dad. His family never held the big prize. You know, he was a guy that people didn't think of him as a main event guy. People didn't think he had what it took to take that next leap. Well, he's proving everyone wrong, and I think it's a great story. I think it's a great way to make it happen, a great place, WrestleMania. If Roman Reigns is ever going to lose the belt, it has to be WrestleMania. It wouldn't do the championship reign justice if it happened at a different pay-per-view. It has to be at WrestleMania against someone who is being built up to be the next top star of the company, the guy that can keep carrying the company. When Roman Reigns is on the part-time schedule, if it's not Roman, who else? It's got to be Cody. And I think Cody deserves it. He's got the look about him. He's got the promo ability. He's got that, that person that you can interview, and he's going to represent the company well. He ticks all the boxes. He's got everything they want. I think for me, I would say Cody holds the championship for a while, has a run as a babyface to start with, and I would probably assume with all babyfaces, people in the crowd eventually turn on them and will start liking someone else. The new flavor of the month. Cody will probably turn heel and freshen up his title reign as a heel, and then some other babyface will come after him. Could be Sami Zayn if he's still popular by then. I doubt it, but someone else will come along and take the belt from him later in the year. But that's just my early prediction on that. But that is my overall prediction on what will happen at WrestleMania. Overall, I think my anticipation and excitement for the card is probably a 5 out of 10. Few matches I'm definitely looking forward to, but as I said, I'm not a week-to-week follower of the WWE anymore. I definitely used to be, but not anymore. But I'm going to be checking out this show, and I think it's going to be solid. I think this card could be better than what I'm anticipating. There's only a couple of weak matches on each night. Otherwise, I think there's enough to look forward to on both nights of WrestleMania. So let me know your predictions for WrestleMania in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like on it and subscribe. More WWE videos coming away in the near future.